What's up guys, my name is Ari, and if you don't know me, my name is Ari, and today I am back with another video. Today I'm doing season 2 of The Promised Neverland. Be sure to check out season 1 linked below, and let's go ahead and just start. We left off with the kids escaping, but they escaped just to get chased by wild demons. My first issue here is I refuse to believe a group of kids could outrun a demon that huge and fast just because they practice playing tag. It's just too unbelievable. But I guess you have intelligent demons like the ones who run the farms and more animalistic demons who don't think at all. It's just on sight. Either way, the kids get chased by both and end up at an underground cave because they got saved by another pair of demons. The demons that save them are named Sanju and Mujika, and while they are demons, they choose not to eat humans for religious purposes. So they help the kids by giving them food, water, and somewhere to rest. Ray and Emma talk with Sanju and learn that demons and humans used to live on one Earth together, but because of their differences, somehow, some way, Earth was split into two with one Earth for demons and one for humans. Emma and everyone else are on the demon side because long ago, as part of the deal between demons and humans, a group of humans were to be given to the demons so that they could breed them on farms. After hearing that, Emma and Ray's new goal is to cross over to the human side with everyone. In season 1, Krona gave them a pen from William Minerva that has a map with coordinates and tons of other useful information for the kids to use, so they are using this pen to reach William Minerva's hideout. Sanju and Mujika are helping them get there safely using the underground tunnels, while in the meantime, teaching the kids a few survival tricks that they should know. The kids part ways with the demons once they get close to their destination, and when they part ways, Sanju basically admits he does want to eat them, but his motivations for helping them is so that they can reproduce and create a bunch of wild humans that he can hunt later on. He even goes on to kill the search party that headquarters sent after the kids to ensure that. So I don't really know, I don't really see him as like an ally, but the girl, she's kind of cool. The kids reach their destination using the clues that William Minerva left, and they find his bunker. They explore the bunker to see that they have most of what they would need to survive down there, and then they're going to use the radio to listen in on the reports at the farm to keep tabs on what's going on with the other kids. Emma finds a secret room with a ringing telephone. The call is a pre-recorded message that William Minerva left, informing any escapee that finds it that he used to work at the farms but found it unethical, so tried to provide aid. However, he was caught and branded a traitor. He tells them that they can stay at the bunker or they can try to cross over to the human side. It's entirely up to them. So they decide to stay at the bunker until they can rescue the kids at the farm, and then they can all go together to the human side. And then back at headquarters, we see Isabella in prison, but shockingly still alive. The demons make her a deal that if she can catch all the children that had escaped, then she can have her freedom. So she accepts. And then back to the bunker, the short amount of safety and security doesn't last that long because an armed squad of men make an explosion at the bunker and then break in. Now, I don't know why there's an armed squad of men, but they almost catch the kids, and lucky enough, before they do, a wild demon comes out and eats them, and then the kids escape. 5 episodes in, and then we get a time skip. The time skip is like my second issue, not the actual skipping of time itself, but the overall pacing is way too fast. Anyway, it's been a year since the kids have escaped. We are introduced to a town full of demons that operate like a regular town, except they're demons. And the meat they get are from low-end farms that mass-produce children. They put the body parts in containers, such as the arms, hands, and feet. It's really creepy, but this is actually what we do to chickens and other animals, so it's interesting to see the horror of being the hunted and not the hunter. And just like with chickens, the mass production leads to a very low quality of meat, on top of the overwhelming poverty in the town to begin with. So basically, the people are suffering. Emma, Ray, and the other kids navigate the town by wearing these masks that disguises them to make them appear like demons, so that they can go out and forage for food in peace. They live in an abandoned temple not far off from the town, and an elderly demon, who clearly must be blind, comes into the temple. He causes no harm to anybody, but through him, we learn that the demons actually must have human meat or they degenerate into mindless monsters. And their society is similar to human society. The elites hoard all the good food and leave the crumbs to the public. When Emma, Ray, Dawn, and Gilda go out to forage for food again, they let one of the younger kids tag along with them to help, but of course, they get startled by the bodies in the market and alert some demons that basically just end up chasing them around town. Mind you, these demons are desperate because their family is degenerating and they need the meat. It's Norman who ends up saving them. And yes, you heard me. Norman is alive. Surprise! The night that Norman was shipped out, he was handed to a farm that specifically does research on humans. The researchers in question being both human and demon. Their ultimate goal is basically to figure out how to mass produce high quality meat, but instead they end up producing humans that function a little bit like mutants. So eventually Norman escapes the facility. Norman created a drug from the stuff at the facility that makes demons degenerate. Demons mimic what they eat, which is why they come in various forms. The humanoid demons have to eat humans in order to maintain their form and a strong mental state, which is why the smarter the human, the better. Without intelligence, they are easier to outsmart and will even attack each other. So with Norman's drug, he could degenerate entire towns and eventually demon society will crumble. With no intelligent demons to run the farms, they would be free to live how they want to. And that is Norman's plan. But of course, Emma doesn't like this plan, because she's a hero and wants to live in a perfect fantasy world where nobody gets hunted or dies. This part of the story is so annoying to me because shows always try to make survival sound like a bad thing, even in a world where it can literally only be one or the other, and there isn't an option on everybody living peacefully together. Wanting to survive even at the cost of those who oppose you is always painted negatively. I say this as a Eren Yeager supporter, but in my opinion, Norman's plan was genius and Emma's opinion is unrealistic, optimistic, and probably foolish. But anyway, Emma remembers that Mujika does not eat humans and she still doesn't degenerate. So Norman calls her the evil-blooded girl. Mujika doesn't need to eat humans, and with one drop of her blood, like a vampire, she can make it so that other demons don't need to either. And that's exactly what she did long ago, but the demon elites didn't like that because through the food is how they maintain control and authority over the other demons. So they killed the ones Mujika transformed, and that's why she went into hiding. Norman also informs Emma that escaping to the human world isn't so simple, because all the gates to the other side have been destroyed, except the one hidden in Gracefield. And yes, again, you heard that right. The door to the human realm was under the orphanage the entire time. With everything being said, Norman wants to kill Mujika because she is a major threat to his plan. With her blood, she could just change the degenerate demons back, and she wouldn't sit back and allow demon society to crumble anyway. That's when Emma expresses she doesn't want to kill the demons or to destroy their society. Norman doesn't want to hear none of that crap, but they strike a deal that he will hold off on his plan for 5 days if she brings Mujika to him. Norman's friends are pissed to hear of Emma's sympathy, especially after the torture they endured at the research facility. They have been pumped full of so much drugs that they have lethal side effects that are killing them. And Norman has demon body parts and a dead demon in his hideout. So, you know, my boy is not playing. He has went too far to think about turning back now. But nonetheless, Emma and Ray set off to find Mujika. We get a flashback of what happened to Norman when he was shipped out. He was, again, given to the research people, and the tests they performed there were extremely inhumane. Norman was special to them because he was the first child genius to ever be produced. So they ran a lot of tests on him. But the drugs they used on him were starting to kill him, which gave him the resolve that he needed to escape if he ever wanted to see Emma and the others again before he dies. When he breaks out is when he begins using the demons he caught at the facility as test subjects for his drug to degenerate demons because he wants them to be extinct. For Norman, this is his way and only way of keeping Emma and others safe after his death. Emma, Ray, and the others find Sanju and Mujika, but by then Norman has already begun his plan and bombed the town with the drug. Norman runs into the elderly demon and sees that he has the special blood that doesn't force him to degenerate. So Norman sets out to kill him, but he hesitates because in the midst of the devastation he has caused, he can see the humanity in the demons as they cry out to the ones that they love. Emma interrupts him and then convinces him to let go of his plan. He then tells her the truth about how he's going to die soon, for the second time. Sanju and Mujika reverse the demons that were degenerated and undo the harm that was inflicted on the town. When everybody gets back to the hideout, the kids alert them that they heard on the radio that the kids at Gracefield were going to be shipped out. And while it was a trap to lure the children back to the facility, they do actually plan to ship out the children for the Lambda Project. The Lambda Project is something they started to mass produce high quality meat, a drug that makes the kids' brains grow. And now that they have that, the plan is to merge most of the farms for a new cost-effective and timely method of mass production. So that means the kids are going to Gracefield even if it is a trap. Before they go, the elderly demon gives them something he got from a dying human long ago. The item in question fits into William Minerva's pen, and it shows the layout of farms so that they can get into Gracefield and also the cure to the side effects. So basically Norman and his friends, they don't have to die anymore. Norman apologizes to the elderly demon, and his granddaughter Emma apologizes for how the demons have treated humans. But I think a demon child named Emma is some sort of parallel for how demons and humans aren't that much different, and what Emma would have been if she was a demon child and not a human child. I'll explore that in another video, but moving on, the kids have Norman's friend pretend to be a whistleblower so that they can have a bit of surprise when they break into Gracefield. So they set off their plan, and I'm going to just say that they do make this look easy, which is crazy to think that a bunch of kids could pull this off against like armed demons. And speaking of armed demons, I know that that's supposed to be a demon looking at that security camera, but nobody can convince me that isn't Batman. Anywho, the kids break in successfully and save the other kids that they left behind in season 1. They all head to the door underground that can take them to the other side. But it's a trap, and all the moms are surrounding them with guns, with Isabella leading them and this Peter dude. He's supposed to be the brother of William Minerva and is supposed to be a semi-notable character, but his anime moves so fast and leaves out so many details that he just doesn't feel important. Honestly, this is something that the manga goes over a lot better, which is why I'm not going that deep into it. But double plot twist, Mom is on the kids' side, and she leads all the other moms to turn their guns on the other side and help the kids escape. And just when it all seems hopeless, because the demons have their army on the way, Mujika and the people of the town show up to aid the kids. So now the kids have the upper hand. But even after winning against Peter, Emma offers her enemy freedom because she has sympathy for his situation. But it's Peter's way or the highway, so he offs himself right then and there. The kids and Mom go to the human side, and Emma, Ray, and Norman and some others stay behind to save all the other kids of other farms with the help of Sanju and Mujika. And when they do that, after some years, they eventually go to the human side as well, and everybody gets a happy ending. I gotta say though, after watching this in its entirety, it's really not as bad as it's known for. If you have absolutely no knowledge of the manga, then as a standalone watch, it's pretty decent. Definitely does not compare to the first season, but I think that this was always going to be the case because the tone of the anime switches completely. Season 1 is a very strong psychological horror, but once the kids escape, it's more about just survival and humanity. However, the biggest downfall of season 2 was really that it deviated from the manga and was wrapped up in a measly 11 episodes. There was no time to get into the lore. There are lots of questions and a lot of not included details. William Minerva and his brother weren't included as in-depth as they could have been. Norman's time at the facility wasn't shown as much as it could have been. And then Isabella is like here for 2 minutes in one episode and then never seen again until the ending when she decides to side with the kids. So there's way too many gaps, and when you rush a story that clearly has a lot of content that needs to be covered, well then this is just the best that you can hope for. But thanks for watching. If you stayed this long, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe so I can continue making more content. Bye guys!